everybody. So I'm back with a comparison review really. I have reviewed one of these fragrances before, but I'm not sure if I've reviewed the other, but I've certainly mentioned it a lot. So got me coffee, have a nice slurp, and let's get on with it. So I should actually be on my way to work right now, but the weather's shocking. The snow is really heavy out there, and the roads are treacherous because us Brits can't handle weather. We can't handle any kind of mild extreme of weather. So my boss was going to be taking me in, as she did yesterday, but today even she thought it was a bit too bad. So I'm sure I'm going to end up going to work probably very soon, but for now I've got a few moments spare, and I thought what better than to do a quick video. And this video is inspired by a question sent to me by Julia. So hi Julia, thanks for asking me this question. As soon as you asked, I knew that I wanted to compare the two on a video, because the notes are quite similar. So people, if you haven't smelt it, may well wonder if they smell quite similar. So the two fragrances I'm actually talking about are from Guerlain. Both are from Guerlain, and they're exclusives. This one is Mon Precious Nectar, and that is a Le Parisiennes line. So the exclusives have different categories, and that one is called La Parisiennes. This one I'm not actually sure what the category is for it, and it is Le Plus Beau Jour de ma vie. So this one only comes, or I was only able to get it in a 60ml bottle, and it comes just with a bulb atomizer. So that actually pisses me off, because you can't leave that in there, because apparently it could go bad, and also the perfume could evaporate because of that. So that is a little bit annoying, but Julia informed me that she should be able to get a B bottle. So a bottle like this, filled at the Guerlain boutique with Le Plus Beau Jour de ma vie. So that would solve that, because normally with the B bottle they would give you an atomizer as well. So you get the beautiful bottle to display, but you also get a very pretty atomizer to carry around with you, which is great. So let's begin. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to spray one arm with Mon Precious Nectar. Actually, let me check. Okay, the left arm needs to be Le Plus Beau Jour de ma vie, only because I started making notes yesterday and that was on my left arm, so I need to keep that on my left arm, so then it all makes sense when I read my notes. So I'm going to do a few. That's 3 sprays. That's my own little atomizer that I got for it, because they didn't send me an official atomizer for that one. And then Mon Precious Nectar, I'm just going to spray it from my decant here. And I'm going to see how they go, what observations I can make to help Julia decide which one she should buy, or should we say which one she should buy first, because I definitely think she should get both. But you know, we can't all blow the budget all the time. We've got to be sensible. So if you only have to choose one, let me figure out which one I would choose. See if I can explain the differences to you. So straight away, they are worlds apart. So they really are quite different. So what I'm going to do actually is give you the notes. So Le Plus Beau Jour de ma vie, I'm going to give you the notes somewhere around here. Hopefully the price, if I can find a current price. And then I'm going to display the notes for Mon Precious Nectar, and either the price I paid, or if I can find a current price. And then I'm going to talk to you about how different they are. So I'm waving my arms around. Immediately, Mon Precious Nectar is much less in your face. It's really smooth right from the start. It's smooth and musky, and definitely a floral I wouldn't necessarily, if I didn't know what was in there, I wouldn't necessarily know exactly what the florals were, but you can tell they're either white flowers or maybe even there could be a ylang ylang. But that kind of heady, exotic smell. It's almost like a beach kind of fragrance. If you think about beach fragrances like At the Beach from Maison Martin Margiela, Bobbi Brown's Beach, those kind of things. But I don't really get on with Bobbi Brown's Beach. It's a bit too screechy, loud and in your face. This is really smooth and subtle and beautiful. So it almost has a feel like a lotion on your skin. It's got that balmy, calming, smooth feel. So that's Mon Precious Nectar, definitely white floral, maybe even a yellow floral kind of smell, creamy. There is a backbone of almond running through, which almost has a powdery feel. So it's almost like you're smelling actual, what do you call it, blossom? No, that's, try again. It's like you're smelling pollen, the actual powdery pollen, with just a light touch of almond. This is a floral perfume that leans gourmand. Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie, on the other hand, in the opening, much louder. You get aniseed in there, just a little bit of aniseed. It doesn't last very long, the aniseed note in here. I've never timed it, I've never clock watched, but it's definitely gone within an hour. I think you're probably getting about half an hour-ish with an aniseed, quite a noticeable aniseed note coming through, but with sugared almonds and marshmallows dusted in icing sugar. It's very, very much a sweet patisserie kind of smell, whereas Mon Precious Nectar is much more of a real perfume smell that just leans gourmand. This is Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie, is sharper, sweeter, much more gourmand. Although it does calm down and it gets really, it does get quite smooth and it is absolutely delectable. I would say they are two different perfumes, and owning one certainly doesn't outweigh the need to own the other. Well, you can see that I own both. But I'm going to come back to you with more on that. So just really wanted to give you some impressions of the opening, and then I'll come back to you with a little bit more chatter about how they compare and how they last and how they project and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm home after a long day, made it finally to work in the snow. It wasn't even that late in the end, so I did have to put in a full day's work. And I've come home, my boiler's playing up, so my house is freezing because the boiler's had this error message on it. What I've been doing is turning it off and on again, and generally it's coming back on, so I've just turned it back on now, but I'm really cold. Anyway, oh look, Sweetie's calm. Hello, darling. Sorry, Sweetie's on my lap. You can't actually see her, but we can maybe lift her up to get her in shot. Oh, look at the camera, darling. No? You're not up for it? Look up. Look. Okay. She ain't feeling it. Fair enough. I think she just wants some body warmth. Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie compared to Mon Precious Nectar. Show you Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie. Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie over here, much stronger actually than Mon Precious Nectar now. So we are now at 6:30 in the evening, and I recorded my video earlier at, I think it was about 7:30ish. So we are talking quite a long time, but they're both definitely still present on my skin. I would say Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie does win in terms of still being a bit more noticeable, whereas Mon Precious Nectar is only sort of coming off my skin that much, and Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie a little bit more noticeable. So that wins on that score. In terms of smell, as I said before, they are very different. Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie is definitely sweeter, much more gourmand, more playful, more flirtatious, more feminine. And I would say that Mon Precious Nectar is more subtle, sophisticated, refined, more unisex, although could still come off a bit feminine because of the sort of strong floral note in there. I think I prefer Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie. I think I find it a little bit more interesting, more up my street. I love that aniseed sweetness in the opening, but I wouldn't really want to be without either of them, I reckon. Mon Precious Nectar is more versatile. You could definitely wear that to a lot more situations. Mon Precious Nectar I'm much more comfortable with in any situation. I don't think it's too out there, it's not too loud, it's not too playful. Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie definitely feels a lot more playful and fun and flirty and maybe a bit girly, a little bit girly, whereas Mon Precious Nectar is more grown up. So in terms of smell, as I say, they are very different. The Mon Precious Nectar, you definitely smell the almond all the way through the wearing. But, oh Sweetie, I think Sweetie wants to go out the door, but she doesn't really because the snow's like that. Mon Precious Nectar is kind of, it's much smoother, smells a little bit like you're wearing a skin lotion rather than a perfume, slightly floral, touch gourmand, whereas Le Plus Beau is sharper, sweeter, way more gourmand. You can smell the almond and the sugar. You can smell something slightly floral, but I would say that the sweety notes take over, and the floral, you don't really notice it's there because it's all about the sweets with Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie. So if I have to choose, I can only have one or the other. I would have Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie, but I wouldn't buy it in this format again. That's 60 mils, it cost me a lot of money. I think it was £225 or euros, I can't remember. That's an awful lot of money, and I can't even display the bottle properly because you can't leave that in. I'd love to have that just on my shelf ready to go, but I can't because I can't leave that on there without risking losing the juice. So that then sits in a drawer and I'm not getting the pleasure from it that I should. I like my bottles out there ready for me to grab and spray whenever I want. So no, I would not buy that again, but if I can get that in a B bottle and they give me a nice atomizer as well, so if I can get that in a B bottle with an atomizer, that is what I would do. I won't buy that format again. And then with Mon Precious Nectar, that's how it comes, and generally they would give you an atomizer with that, which is a nice official smart atomizer. So I think value for money, you get better with Mon Precious Nectar, but in terms of just judging it on the smell and the performance actually, then Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie is just about the winner. So that's it. Keep warm, people. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go and put my dressing gown on over my clothes and try and warm up. Here comes Sweetie again. You're just going to get a bit of tail action in the background. What's the matter, my little love? Eh? What's the matter? Don't make me talk to you on camera. It's embarrassing. When I look back at myself going, oh, Sweetie, it is a bit embarrassing. You can't help the way you talk to your cats. I don't think, anyway. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching.